Thank you, Shanique. Writing this speech, I did my best to avoid cliches, but I do think I'm obligated to say, class of 2023, we made it. I believe one of the best parts about community college, like BMCC, is the diversity of students. There are people of all ages and from all walks of life, each bringing their own experience to this community. Every single one of us is unique, and yet, here we all are, sitting together, ready to conquer the world. For some of us, this may mark the end of our education. Others will go on for many more years, but the magical thing about this process is that there is no right or wrong path you can take. Life is a journey of self-discovery that never quite goes to plan, and by embracing our experiences, valuing the wisdom of others, and spreading kindness, we can shape a brighter future for ourselves and the world. One thing that I struggled with as a senior in high school and throughout my years here as a Timberwolf was worrying about making the right choice. I talked to many different professors in a panic about not knowing what I wanted to be when I grew up. I felt pretty silly when all they said was, okay. But the meaning of that okay was profound. As children, we have this inherent understanding that adulthood is some threshold that you reach once you grow up. From the instant we're born, adults teach us how to live life. As young children, we see the adults around us with their careers, and they seem to have it all together. The crazy thing about this, though, is that every single one of them are faking it till they make it, and we will be too. What I mean to say is, no one really knows exactly what they're doing. While this thought may induce panic in some, it should be a freeing fact. Something that lets us know that it's okay to mess up over and over and over again. The experience we gain from these mess-ups is what allows us to learn and try a different path. Many of us graduated high school in the midst of COVID, and every month it felt like something unprecedented occurred. I'm sure we're all tired of hearing about COVID, but I do believe it is important to understand how it uniquely affected the world of academia. We all had to traverse through online learning and create a sort of parasocial relationship with our professors, seeing them recorded or on Zoom, without ever really establishing a human connection or knowing what they look like below their collar. But that's okay, because these experiences that our class shared make us unique. We all learn new skills and develop habits to succeed. I mean, hell, if we can make it through a literal global pandemic and get a college degree, imagine what we can do now that we have the liberty of standing within 6 feet of each other. Watch out for it. With that being said, according to the Bulgarian Academy of Sciences, 8.1% of college students are psychopaths, so for real, watch out, bro. During my last term here at BMCC, I noticed there were no active student clubs. Wanting a way to connect and meet other students, I started the Multicultural Club. I asked Sherry Kendrick, the head of the communications department, if she would be interested in being the advisor. She had shared her mantra, something is better than nothing, and I felt like that was a similar notion to the one that sparked my desire to start the club in the first place. Rather than simply coasting through my last months at BMCC, I took the initiative to create my own opportunity. I would urge any of you to do the same. Don't ask yourself when, but rather, why not now? Like any good writer would do, when I ran out of profound, thought-provoking things to say for this speech, I asked if I could steal, draw from other people's ideas. I asked a few different faculty and staff here at BMCC what one piece of advice was that they would give to our graduating class. Kai Russell, the head of the writing department, said, always make sure secretaries like you. Kristen Williams, our library director, said, be nice to your librarians. Last, but certainly not least, Wells Jones. Now, before I share his piece of advice, I'd like to give a special thanks to Wells. I met Wells my first year here at BMCC as some skinny kid who wanted to try lifting weights. While that first part hasn't really changed, Wells has been one of the most influential people during my time at BMCC. At this point, I've spent hours talking to Wells about anything and everything, from registering for classes, to my future plans and how I don't know what the heck I want to do, to even some pretty intense pickleball strategy talks. Wells is always there to not only listen, but give some great advice. Most of it entailing me to calm down and just not worry, but that's exactly what I needed. What I'm trying to say is, thank you, Wells. You truly have helped me more than you realize. When I asked him what his piece of advice for our class was, he said, "Nothing worthwhile is easy." And one final piece of advice I have for us, class of 2023, is to be kind, be compassionate, and make every day the best it can be. My parents have always told me, don't wish your life away. Enjoy where you are now. The simple act of giving someone a smile, whether it be a stranger or your best friend, can change the course of their day. As we embark on our individual journeys throughout this world, which can often be harsh and divided, let us recognize the power our simple acts of kindness have. They can create a ripple effect, inspiring people to pass that kindness on to others. So, as we bid farewell to BMCC, let us carry with us the lessons we've learned and the friendships we've made. I always say, if I can make someone's day better at no personal cost, why wouldn't I?